What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Big GucciSoldierCaptain back here once again. How's the wife? How's the kids? Great, perfect, amazing. Today, we're going to be checking out when schools mess with the wrong people. Listen, I get it. The economy's bad. Your car broke down. Your girlfriend cheated on you. But that does not give you the right to turn everyday life into a game of Fortnite. I don't think the people that do this stuff truly understand that nobody gets to spawn back when you do stuff like this, okay? This is not a team deathmatch, okay? You're going to have to live with what you did for the rest of your life in prison. You're not getting out. You're never getting out. Okay, I hope you know that. Anyways, we're gonna get into this. Make sure you guys like the video, sub to the channel right now. You might get a cookie. Who knows? Let's get into this.
On a college campus in Seattle, one person, 2 wounded, and the hero student tackling the shooter as he was reloading.
W.
June 5th, 2014 is the day shooter Aaron Ibarra was humbled when John Mice tackled him. Despite having a banana knife, the shooter soon discovered he'd messed with the wrong person. These are school shooters messing with the wrong people.
One of the students who helped end the Colorado school shooting is calling the attackers cowards.
Why is it always Colorado?
A friend who died confronting one of them.
Students like Brendan Biley already had the shooters pinned to the ground.
May 7, 2019, 2 shooters stormed STEM school Highlands Ranch in Colorado with the intention to massacre, but they didn't expect anybody would stand up to them and foul their plan. Devin Erickson and Alec McKinney came prepared for this mass destruction. Erickson was armed with a Glock 19 9mm semi-automatic pistol, a weapon capable of holding up to 15 rounds in its mag. This handgun, easily concealable yet incredibly deadly at close range, must have been chosen because of these advantages. McKinney, on the other hand, carried a Winchester 12-gauge pump-action, a formidable firearm that could deliver devastating damage with each pull of the trigger. Together, they brought all kinds of ammunition, ensuring they had more than enough firepower to inflict max casualties. Their intent was crystal clear. They sought to wreak havoc and leave behind a scene
on innocents.
As the day would progress,
on innocent
no one really
people
could have anticipated the horror that was about to
You don't even have a
Erickson
target?
And McKinney, their faces painted with eerie makeup, stalked the hallways brandishing their weapons. The first shots rang out, shattering the calm. Startled by the fire, students and staff scramble for cover. As Erickson and McKinney moved through the school, they fired indiscriminately, their bullets tearing through flesh and ricocheting off walls. What they didn't expect was anybody standing in their way. They were wrong, as 3 students step up and show that they're not going to allow anyone to terrorize their school on their watch. 18-year-old Kendrick Castillo, without a moment's hesitation, sprang into action, choosing to confront the shooter head-on. In a valiant attempt to save his classmates, Castillo lunged at Erickson, trying to disarm him. Sadly, he was met with a fatal gunshot to the chest, but his action had created an opportunity to foil this deadly attack and at least slow the attacker down. Seeing what Castillo did, a chain reaction of heroic acts began to set off. 2 students, Brendan Bialy and Joshua Jones, were motivated to step in. Bialy isn't the kind of guy you want to be in a fight with. He's incredibly fit, with the heart of a warrior. According to him, he'd always been prepared for situations like this.
You know what's so sad is we gotten to the point in society, like literally kids going to high school are talking about, yeah, I was prepared. I was sitting here prepared, waiting for the day that a guy was gonna run into my school and just start shooting that shit up. Like, I was prepared for a school shooting to eventually happen in my school. I prepared for this day very well. I knew this was gonna happen. Dog, this is how you know society is going down, man. That's so sad, bro. Holy shit. It's like, nigga, you're just supposed to go there and learn.
Joining the U.S. Marines after graduation.
What I thought I'd be able to do in a situation like that was the reality of what I did.
The brave teen helped subdue one of the 2 suspects
W,
in
bro.
Tuesday's shooting at STEM school.
Hey, I know he got some. I know he got some after that.
Physical prowess and determination.
Hell yeah, I knew he got all the next day after that.
Still had a loaded in his hand. On Bialy's side was Jones, who with unwavering resolve joined the struggle, helping to subdue Erickson. In this scuffle, Erickson opened fire and managed to hit Jones twice. A shot went through the hip and the other in the leg. But this didn't deter these heroes. They kept up with the fight until they disarmed the shooter and subdued him. Interestingly, Jones was so focused on this mission that he didn't even know he'd been shot twice.
Damn!
He had been shot until the gunman was on the ground.
Fortunately, police arrive on time and were
That's
shocked when they
badass.
saw that Bialy and Jones had already apprehended one of the shooters. The attack left 18-year-old Kendrick Castillo dead, his life cut short by a senseless act of violence. 8 other students suffered injuries, some life-threatening, forever bearing the physical and emotional scars of that fateful day. Brendan Bialy's actions were hailed as heroic by many, including the U.S. Marine Corps, who recognized his courage and commitment to protecting his classmates. Yet Bialy remained humbled, insisting that Kendrick Castillo's name should be remembered above all.
What did they get? Did they get anything? Did they get like did they get like money? Did the nigga get to join the Marine? Like, what the fuck happened? What? There's still answers that need to be answered. I know for a fact these niggas didn't just risk their entire lives with 2 crazy lunatics running into their school with guns, shooting some shit up, putting themselves in harm's way, just for you to give them a stupid little award made out of goddamn paper? Dog, if you don't give him like 10 bands, 15, but shit, you should be giving him like at least 100 bands. If I was president, I would make the state pay these 2 young men handsomely for the rest of their lives so they could retire after they graduate high school, bro. That's enough. They did enough. They already did enough. They don't need... Yo, these 2 niggas don't need to go into the workforce and get a job like every normal person. Dude, they stood... Bro, they protected hundreds of people that day. They deserve to just retire, bro.
2014, one of the most extraordinary acts of courage was caught on camera when Sean Mace tackled a school in the most remarkable way. Despite having a gun and a knife, the shooter was simply no match for Mace. It was a seemingly ordinary Thursday afternoon at Seattle Pacific University. Students were bustling between classes. The campus was alive with the usual hum of academic life. But for 27-year-old Aaron Ibarra, this day was anything but ordinary. Ibarra had a history.
Why does he look like that?
And a
Nigga looks like Voldemort from Harry Potter.
Shootings, leading to a meticulously planned attack. In the days leading up to June 5th, 2014, Ibarra visited the SPU campus, posing as a prospective student. He convinced 2 female students to give him a private tour of Otto Miller Hall, where he scoped out potential escape routes and
especially when you look like him.
On the day of the attack, Ibarra drove his
I wonder how he
truck to
convinced
the campus, armed with a Browning over-under shotgun, a large fixed-blade hunting knife, and additional ammunition. At approximately 3 p.m., Ibarra parked his truck and approached Paul Lee, a 19-year-old freshman outside Otto Miller Hall. And without warning, Ibarra shot Lee in the back of the head at close range, killing him instantly. The shotgun pellets also struck Thomas Fowler, who was standing nearby. Ibarra would then attempt to shoot a female student, but his gun misfired, giving her a chance to escape. He then entered Otto Miller Hall, where he encountered Tristan Cooper Roth. He told Tristan that he had just shot a man outside for disrespecting him and warned him not to move. Moments later, Ibarra saw Sarah Williams descending the stairs. He fired at her, hitting her in the upper torso.
Oh my God!
To flee. Ibarra's gun misfired again. As Aaron attempted to reload his shotgun, John Mace, a student building monitor, saw his opportunity. Armed with only a can of pepper spray, Mace courageously approaches Ibarra and sprays him in the face. All disoriented, Aaron was tackled to the ground by Mace, who then wrestled the shotgun away from him. He reached for his hunting knife, but Mace kicked it out of his hand and held him down until help arrived. 911 dispatchers began receiving frantic calls about the shooting, and within minutes, Seattle Police Department officers arrive on scene and secure the area. Paul Lee was pronounced dead on arrival.
Oh my God, bro.
Sarah Williams was in critical condition and underwent emergency surgery. Thomas Fowler was treated for serious injuries and kept overnight for observation. Now, John Mace may have been recognized and given many awards as a hero, but he remains humble about what he did that day to save many more lives.
You know how much of a badass you have to be to do this shit without no socks on? This nigga got pepper sprayed, got his shit took, his weapons disarmed and everything by a nigga that don't even got no socks on, bro. He don't even got no, you don't got no shoes, not even, bro, he didn't even put ankle socks. He don't even got ankle socks on, dog. You got disarmed, but bro, you know you not cut out for this shit, man. Listen, bro, listen, I don't mean to be that guy, okay? But listen, dog, you know you're not cut out for this shit. If a nigga without no goddamn socks or shoes on is able to disarm you of everything that you have, strip you down of all your weapons, I mean, nigga, you was not built for it from the start. And you could tell, bro, just by the look of your Voldemort-looking ass, you wasn't built enough for it, man. God damn, bro, you soft, bro. You soft as baby shit, nigga. Like, that's some crazy-ass shit, man. Little bit of mace, too. A little bit of mace is all it took. That's all it took for your ass to go squabbling and squealing on the floor, begging for your life. That's crazy.
He believes the media should focus on the victims and not his heroic act.
W mans,
First
bro.
thing I see
W
is
mans,
him
bro.
open his jacket and him pull a big out of it. All the kids just start screaming.
On May 17th, 2019, high school
God,
student
bro.
Angel Granados Diaz
Dude, they
walked
all
into his
have the
school with a
same
loaded
player
shotgun
build.
with determination to carry out his mission.
got a
But was
trench
to end
coat
in
on,
tragedy
too.
became an inspirational story thanks to the quick action of Coach Keenan Lowe in that intense moment. The incident unfolds at Parkrose High School in Portland, Oregon, where Keenan
I think
Lowe
we
was
saw
the
this
football
one.
coach. He was a former star wide receiver for the University of Oregon Ducks, who had always been a pillar of strength and guidance for his students. Now, his presence at the school was a source of comfort and security. However, on this fateful day, his skills would be put to the ultimate test. About noon of that day, 18-year-old Angel Granados Diaz was walking through the hallways with a loaded shotgun hidden under his
damn.
jacket. You see, Angel was going through mental
Nigga
health
got on a
crises,
trench
and
coat
his
like that, you know
intentions,
nothing
though
is good is
not
gonna come from
entirely
that shit.
clear, were undoubtedly dangerous. He entered into a classroom, opened his trench coat to reveal the gun. From that moment, everything happened so quick. The students immediately ran out of that class as fast as they could through another door. Coach Lowe was standing close to the doorway, just a few feet away from Angel. Without thinking too much about his safety, Lowe jumped at Angel and grabbed the gun with both hands. Now it's a fight between coach and student. Both of them held the gun with both hands. Coach Lowe was making sure that the gun didn't go off facing the fleeing students or himself. He used his strength and determination to overpower the student, eventually managing to wrestle the gun away. Coach Lowe was able to hand the shotgun over to another teacher as he pulled Angel out of the class into the hallway. All this while, Coach Lowe was holding the student in a tight hug, trying to calm him. At this moment, something really amazing happened. Instead of reacting with anger or fear, Lowe chose compassion. He embraced the distraught student, holding him tightly. And this act of empathy was captured on security footage, showing Lowe comforting this student, who was clearly in a state of emotional turmoil.
I have no idea how the hell this nigga hugged him for that long. This guy came in with the intent to murder and massacre a bunch of innocent kids that have nothing. And that's the thing, too. It's like, you know what the main problem with a lot of these shooters are? You know the worst part about these shooters are? They don't have a target either. You know what I'm saying? They just want to go on a destructive mayhem to destroy as much as possible, okay? I have no, like, listen, I get it, bro. Like, you know, that was the method, is like, you know, calm and compassion and shit like that. But, dog, you gotta remember, bro, this guy came in, this young man came into that school with the intent to as much people as possible, including you if he had the opportunity to. Okay? I'm not, like, listen, I'm not gonna sit there and hug this nigga. This nigga is, I'm not gonna sit here and hug this goddamn devil. I'm sorry. Like, that's just me. Like, you know what I mean? This coach, whoever this coach is, God bless his heart, because he's a good person. He's better than me. I would never hug this devil in any way, shape, or form. I'd wrestle the out of his hand, okay, and probably shoot him with it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's just me. I don't want people, innocent people, to okay, let alone myself. And this guy came in, everybody was minding their own goddamn business, trying to learn some shit. You know what I'm saying? This is school, and then you come in with your goddamn big-ass shotgun. It's always a big-ass shotgun, by the way. Barely know how to use it, barely know how to hold it, okay? Hell-bent on destruction. Hell nah, you're not getting no goddamn hug out of me. The only hug you're gonna get is from these goddamn hollow points. You feel me?
Who could have expected this situation would turn out to be positively emotional? Angel had told the coach that he didn't mean to hurt anyone. He'd come to class that day only to end his own life.
That's
This young
a
man had
goddamn
bottled up
lie.
a lot of pain. And
That's
was
a
severely
goddamn
depressed.
lie.
It was later discovered that the shot had only one round in it, and Angel had inscribed 05/17/2019 on the casing, which was the date of this incident, showing it was actually carefully planned. They also discovered a suicide note in his jacket, so it seemed Angel was sincere.
Wait,
Those
what?
actions not only prevented a potential tragedy,
So why would
but
you go to
also
school and just do
highlighted
this
the
shit in your
power of
room?
understanding and
Why you
human
gotta go to
connection in
school?
moments of crisis. His bravery and quick thinking turned a potentially deadly encounter into a moment of profound humanity. Granados Diaz, who was suffering from a mental health crisis, later pled guilty to the charges relating to carrying a loaded firearm in a public place. He was given 3 years of probation and was going to get all the help he needed to recover. Lowe's actions were widely praised, and he was hailed as a hero. He's received awards and recognition for this bravery, including the Congressional Medal of Honor Citizen Honor Award.
But let me guess, they didn't give him no goddamn money, okay? They didn't give him no break on his taxes, okay? They didn't give him no pension. They didn't give him nothing. They just gave him a stupid-ass award for him nearly risking his life because some lunatic ran into the school. This shit is crazy, man. God bless capitalism, chat. God bless capitalism.
January 20th, 2017, Logan Cole stepped into the restroom of West Liberty-Salem High School in Ohio to check his hair, not knowing there was a student in there with a loaded gun preparing to unleash terror on the school. And what happens next isn't what anyone could have imagined. Eli Serna, a 17-year-old student, walked into the school with a concealed in his bag. All he needed was a place and opportunity to get the out without anyone seeing him. Later that morning, he chose the boys' bathroom as his staging area, hoping no one would walk in as he prepared for his attack. Eli had been struggling with severe depression and feelings of isolation, but despite his quiet demeanor, he harbored a storm of emotions that had led him to this point to carry out a tragic act of violence.
Oh
At
my
approximately
God,
7:30
bro.
a.m., Eli
do these
entered the
niggas
school's
think they are,
bathroom and
Rambo?
He was just bringing the shotgun out of his bag when Logan Cole, a 16-year-old student known for his friendly nature, walked in. He couldn't believe his eyes, seeing a student with a and a ski mask on. Logan immediately realized that Eli was about to step out and start a shooting spree. For a second, the two teens stared at each other. Then, without warning, Eli raised his shotgun and fired twice, hitting Logan in the chest and back.
God damn!
Shoved me toward the side, and I don't have any memory of getting shot a second time. But obviously it happened.
Logan fell to the floor bleeding and in immense pain. However, he showed courage despite having over 200 shotgun pellets in his body from those shots and a broken tooth after he hit the floor. While other people might have been writhing in pain and begging for their lives, Logan was not begging for his. He looked Eli in the eyes and told him not to proceed with this massacre. Though Logan's injuries made him too weak to fight the shooter physically, he was able to wrestle him emotionally, and surprisingly it worked.
And it turned out to be Logan was saying, hey, just put the gun down.
You haven't killed anybody. You don't need to hurt anybody else.
The shooter apologized.
Nah, nigga, what the fuck?
Under the stall.
Meanwhile,
you sitting there bleeding
out,
out,
and students
and you
heard that gunfire that echoed throughout the hallways. That immediately sent students and staff into a panic, as many would rush to escape from the scene. And interestingly, not everyone was running away for dear life. Two courageous men started running in the direction of the gunshots. They were determined to protect their students and stop the shooter, even if it meant putting themselves in danger. And these men were Principal Greg Johnson and Assistant Principal Andy McGill. They found Eli in the bathroom, still armed and dangerous, and with remarkable bravery, they managed to subdue him and secure the weapon, preventing any further harm. By the time the cops arrived, they met Eli, already bonded up, and Principal Greg holding him down. Eli Serna was arrested and later sentenced to 23.5 years in prison for attempted felonious assault and inducing panic. During his trial, it was shown that Eli had been suffering from major depression, a factor contributing to his actions but did not excuse him. Logan was quickly transported to the hospital where he underwent emergency surgery. His survival was nothing short of a miracle, and he still lives with about 100 bullet pellets in his back and chest.
Chat, you know what I've realized? Some of these people are just so much better than me. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. If I just walk into the washroom, just go in there and fucking wash my hands because I'm smelling stinky and shit like that. Yo, chat, I'm not gonna... Like, if I walk into the washroom to wash my hands because they're sticky or whatever the fuck, and I see some dude with a shotgun and he shoots me, I swear to God, I'm gonna take my last breaths cussing the fuck out of that guy. Like, I'm gonna cuss the shit out of him. I'm gonna cuss the shit out of his mama, his daddy. I'm gonna tell him how much his daddy don't love him. Like, I'm just gonna say the most disgusting, vile stuff to that guy before I die. You know what I'm saying? Before he puts the last remaining bullet in me. And, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I go to heaven. You know what I'm saying? Like, I swear to God, this nigga, while he's dying and bleeding out, big ass hole in his chest, is sitting there doing the Naruto talk no jutsu, and it worked too. He talk no jutsu'd him out of doing what he was planning on doing, which is crazy.
Seaman threw a basketball at him as a diversion, then ran toward the bullets, knocking the from his hands and tackling the shooter to the ground.
May 25th, 2018, a school shooter storms into a class at Noblesville West Middle School. An Indiana, former football player and now teacher,
where the hell are these kids getting guns?
He would never forget. 9:06 a.m. The school day's in full swing. In Jason's classroom, students were focused on a science test. Among them was Ella Whistler, a bright and cheerful student, unaware of the impending danger. Meanwhile, the gunman, a 13-year-old boy, known to his classmates as friendly and funny, had a dark plan. The day before, he had filmed a chilling video in his basement, revealing to ominously stating that he would take other people's lives before taking his own. He also warned 3 classmates via text messages not to come to school the next day. The boy's mother would later testify that the morning seemed normal. He got ready for school, talked about an upcoming band concert, but hidden in his backpack were a .22 caliber handgun, a .45 caliber and a knife. As sad as it is, this school didn't have a metal detector, so it was easy for him to get the guns inside. During the second period, the boy has to be excused from the classroom. He gets his backpack from his locker and heads towards the bathroom, where he prepares for his horrific act. Returning back to the classroom, he concealed his weapons under his hooded sweatshirt. As he re-entered the room, he pulls out the .22 caliber handgun and starts firing. The first shots hit Jason Seaman, who was helping Ella with a question about the quiz. But despite the chaos and pain, Seaman's instincts kick in. He grabs a small baseball bat and throws it at the shooter, momentarily distracting him. Now, Jason wasn't just any teacher. He's a formidable presence both in and out of the classroom. His physical fitness was evident to anyone who saw him. He has a background in 3 different sports: football, basketball, and track. And as a defensive lineman at Southern Illinois University, he was known for his speed, strength, and agility. His time on the field saw him accumulate 88 career tackles, helping his team to 2 conference titles and 3 playoff appearances.
So what the fuck happened? How is he why is he not in the...
As a protector, someone who could just stand up to danger and keep him safe. Let's go back. The shooter shot Jason 3 times, and they all hit their target. But this didn't stop him. Ignoring those injuries, he charged at him and tackled him to the ground. His actions prevented further bloodshed. Meanwhile, he was yelling at the students to get out of the room. Fortunately, the police came quick, and the shooter was arrested without further incident. Jason Seaman and Ella Whistler were both rushed to the hospital. Jason, despite being shot 3 times, was hailed as a hero for his bravery, but he doesn't like being referred to as a hero. He believes that he just did whatever he had to do, and it wasn't an act of heroism. Ella, though critically injured, survived and began her long road to recovery.
That guy is a goddamn national treasure. That man is a goddamn hero. I don't care what you say. The only thing that's kind of weird about that story is the fact that that dude's last name is Seaman. I don't know who chose that name. I don't know if he chose that name. I don't know who came up with that for his last name to be Seaman, but that's the only thing. Like that's the only thing. Other than that, he's W. He's a complete W.
May 21st, 1998, Jacob Riker, a 17-year-old at Thurston High School, Oregon.
This shit was happening like, that was how many years ago?
But when this other student started shooting, he was determined to stop him by all means. A 15-year-old freshman at Thurston High School had been showing evidence of being disturbed psychologically, and his parents had noticed it. They sought professional help for his increasingly erratic behavior, but nothing could prepare him for what was about to unfold. May 20th, 1998, Kip's turmoil reached its breaking point. In a fit of rage and confusion, he shot his father in the back of the head as he sat at the kitchen table. Later, when his mother returned home, he met her in the garage and shot her multiple times. But this was only the beginning of the evil he'd commit. May 21st, the next morning, after executing his parents, Kipling drove his mother's car to Thurston High School, carrying with him a semi-automatic rifle, 2 handguns, and a knife, all hidden under this trench coat he wore. He would have 1,000 rounds of ammunition.
Bro, if you see a nigga with a trench coat going to school, why would you not?
As he walked through these schools' doors, he was met with resistance. This was because Kipling Kinkle was suspended from Thurston High School the previous day after being found in possession of a loaded stolen handgun on school grounds. A friend had stolen the pistol from another friend's father and sold it to Kinkle the night before. This would lead to his suspension pending an expulsion hearing. So it was a surprise when students saw him walking into school that morning. Right there, Kipling started shooting and then made his way to the school's cafeteria. About 300 students filled this place, chatting and laughing. Suddenly, the air was shattered by the deafening sound of gunfire. Kinkle had entered the room, his eyes cold and determined, as he began to unleash a barrage of bullets. Panic erupts immediately, and students are screaming, scrambling for cover. Amidst this pandemonium, Jacob Riker was focused on the shooter, waiting for the right time to pounce. That opportunity came when Kipling reloaded his rifle. It was at this point that he estimated he had shot about 35 students and fired over 50 shots. Time seemed slow as Jacob assessed the situation. He knew that if Kip was allowed to continue, more friends would die. With a surge of adrenaline, Jacob pushed himself up from the floor and charged at Kip, closing the distance between them in a heartbeat. Jacob wrestled the rifle out of his hands, but they didn't know he had 2 pistols tucked in his belt. As they tussled to the ground, Kipling pulled out one of the pistols and fired a shot into Jacob's chest. Jacob's bravery proved infectious, with 6 students jumping on Kipling and succeed in subduing him. They managed to pin him to the ground until the police arrived. The immediate threat was over, but the tension still lingered in the air. Jacob Reicher's actions that day were nothing short of heroic. This kid was unbelievable. He had the presence of mind and the courage to confront this shooter, preventing further loss of life. His bravery in the face of unimaginable danger turned him into a symbol of hope and resilience for his community. Mr. Kinkle was sentenced to 111 years in prison without the possibility of parole.
111 years.
And 26 counts of attempted murder. The sentence was upheld on appeal. Despite numerous legal challenges over the years, Kinkle was diagnosed with paranoid schizophrenia and began taking antipsychotic medication after his arrest. The lives of two students, Ben Walker and Mikhail Nikolausen, were tragically cut short during the Thurston High School shooting. In the aftermath of this tragedy, the community of Springfield, Oregon, came together to honor the victims and support the survivors. A permanent memorial was established outside Thurston High School to remember those lost and to provide a place for reflection and healing.
America is a really scary place, bro. Watching this shit just reminds me, for anybody that's American in the goddamn comments that goes to school every single day, are you not fearful? Does it not scare you? When did American high schools and colleges, and sometimes even middle schools, become an active war zone, dog? Like, niggas are f***ing getting shot, guns. How is this happening? And why is this happening? God damn, bro.
But really, the big hero of the day today is a teacher who was able to disarm the girl who had the gun.
Girl?
Hold her down until police got there.
Wait, you mean to tell me a girl? Wait, what?
Students and staff at Rigby Middle School in Idaho ran for their lives as another student unleashed mayhem. But one teacher approached this shooter and showed that sometimes having a big heart is more important than having a big gun. That morning began
I don't know about that.
With students bustling
big
through
guns
their
usually
hallways,
work the most.
Teachers preparing for their classes, and the usual gossip and laughter filling life in the air. But beneath the appearance of a normal day, an unimaginable danger was brewing.
I like how they're using diary for wimpy
girl
kids.
Dressed in black and wearing a surgical mask wanders the hallways. She'd been seen earlier in the counselor's office, where she had seemingly an ordinary interaction with staff. But now, she was headed towards the southeast bathrooms, her backpack concealing a semi-automatic pistol. This was about the time the first period was beginning.
How do you even know what that is at 12?
For her calm demeanor and compassionate nature, was just preparing her lesson, unaware of what was going on with this little girl. It was 9:05 a.m. when the first gunshot rang out. At first, it was mistaken for a loud noise from construction work or a prank, but as the second and third shots echoed throughout the halls, the reality of the situation began to sink in. Panic spread like wildfire. Everybody was scrambling for cover, unsure of where the shots were coming from or who was responsible. Jim Wilson, the school's custodian, was the first to be shot. He was cleaning a specific area when he heard a loud bang. Initially, he didn't realize it was a gunshot until he saw the shooter raise her arm and felt a bullet hit his leg. Despite the injury, Wilson managed to get to the counseling office, where he received some first aid. Amidst the chaos, Krista Knighting emerged as an unlikely hero. She was in her classroom when she heard the shots fired, and instinctively, she ushered her students to safety and then stepped into the hallway, her heart pounding, but her mind clear. She spots the little girl holding the gun, her hands trembling. Knighting was really shocked when she discovered it was a little girl that was shooting. The expression on the teacher's face was not fear or anger, but
nigga,
concern.
how the hell do you know how to use a...
approaches the little girl and
You're a
speaks
little
to
girl!
her in a steady and reassuring voice. The girl, visibly distressed, didn't resist as Knighting gently placed her hand over the girl's and took the gun away.
"Are you the shooter?" And she just watched me, and I just walked up to her, and I put my hand over her hand, and I just slowly pulled the gun.
Knighting then did something extraordinary. She hugged the girl, offering comfort in a moment of crisis. She stayed with her, talked with her, kept her calm until the police arrived. Her actions not only disarmed the shooter, but also prevented further tragedy. In the end, the three victims of the shooting were taken to the Eastern Idaho Regional Medical Center. Dr. Michael Lemon, the trauma medical director, reported that all three had non-life-threatening injuries.
Thank
the
God.
custodian was treated and released the same day.
Thank
The two
God.
students were kept overnight for observation. The school was placed on lockdown, and emergency services quickly arrived. The girl was taken into custody, and the wounded were taken care of. The community was left in shock, grappling with the events of that day and the heroism that had prevented a greater catastrophe.
Holy shit, man. Oh my God, bro. See, this is why people listen to Kanye, right? This is exactly why people listen to Kanye, to avoid situations like this. I don't understand, bro. I don't understand. Like, this shit does not make any sense to me. I just don't get it. Yo, chat, I'm hearing stories of fucking middle schoolers, okay? How old are middle schoolers? Middle schoolers are like, what, fucking 10 years old? I'm hearing stories about 10-year-olds fucking walking into goddamn schools, into middle schools with semi-automatic rifles and handguns. Nigga, when I was 10 years old, I walked into school with a Nintendo DS, maybe a Game Boy. What the fuck is going on? Nigga, when I was 10 years old, I walked into school with a Nintendo DS or like a PSP or some shit. These little niggas are walking in with fucking guns and weapons. You know, America is a truly scary country when 10-year-olds not only know what a semi-automatic assault rifle or handgun is, but know how to use one, okay? And harm people with it. That shit is scary, bro. That shit is not normal. That shit is scary. You niggas are sitting here talking about Second Amendment this, Second Amendment that, right to bear arms. Where the fuck in the law does it say these fucking middle schoolers and high schoolers should have the right to bear arms? Where in the law does it say that shit? And why the hell is this shit happening? I'm sorry, I don't mean to scream. Like, I'm screaming right now, and it's like 4 a.m., and my neighbor's about to call the police, but I don't care, bro, because this is absolutely insane. This shit should not be happening. In no way in a functioning, normal, developed society, shit like this happening, bro. God damn, dog. Does that shit not rub you the wrong way? And you know what the saddest part about it is? We are so desensitized, right? We are so goddamn desensitized to the point where we'll go on the internet tomorrow and see some shit like this happen again, and we'll just be like, oh yeah, you know, shit, that was unfortunate, but you know, shit, man, these things happen every single day. We are so desensitized to the fact that these kids are somehow getting a hold of weapons, guns, semi-automatic assault rifles, bazookas. They're somehow getting a hold of these goddamn weapons, running into schools, causing murder and mayhem, and we sit there and go like, oh, you know, while we're sitting there scrolling TikTok, we sit there and go like, oh, you know, shit, you know, goddamn, that's unfortunate shit, man. Another one, goddamn. Like, it's just so goddamn normal. Like, it's become so normal to hear shit like that, bro. It's so sad. I can't. Oh my God, I'm spazzing. Oh my God. Yo, listen, if you are a parent, okay, please check up on your kids, dog. Make sure they don't got no fucking death note in their room. They make sure they're not writing no crazy names in their goddamn death note, okay? Make sure they don't got no weapons, and for the love of God, please talk to them once in a while. You don't know what the hell they're going through. They might be getting bullied, okay? And make sure you look under their bed. Make sure they don't got no 7-page manifesto down there. Listen, this all comes down to the parents at the end of the day. I'm not even here to blame the kids. I know we make jokes and shit like that, but this all comes down to the parents. You need to be in control of your kids' lives and understand what the hell is going on with your kids, bro. And for the love of God, lock up the goddamn gun cabinet if you have one. These kids should not be able to get into your goddamn gun cabinet and bring guns to school. God damn, for the love of God, bro. Anyways, that was school shooters who messed with the wrong people. God bless those civilian heroes, okay, for risking their lives and stopping these crazy hooligans. You guys let me know. This is going to be a very controversial question, but you guys let me know in the comments, okay, for those of you who live in America. Have you ever been in a situation like this or, like, come close to a situation like this where there was an active school shooter ever? Like, has this ever been a situation that has happened, or has somebody ever threatened to do some shit like this? You know, write a little paragraph down. You guys know I love to read the comments, okay? I can't respond to all of them, but I read every single one of them. So leave me your response down below. I'd be happy and thrilled to read it. I promise I will. If you guys have not subbed to the channel yet, man, I don't know what the hell y'all are doing. Clearly, you're deranged just like some of these people. Make sure you sub to the channel. Kick that goddamn notification bell right now, okay? Like the video while you're at it. Listen, it's the end of the year. We did not get to our sub goal of 100,000 subscribers. Shit, we didn't even get close to like 50, okay? But it's all good. It's all good, chat. Okay, listen, I'm blessed. I'm blessed that we ended this year off really strong, okay? You know, we've been really growing this channel, and I'm hoping that in 2025 we can definitely get to that goal. But like, it's all gonna come down to you guys, okay? It's all gonna come down to you guys. But if we can start really strong, okay, at the beginning or ending off this year, And that'll really put us in prime position to get there for 2025. So make sure you guys sub to the channel. Tell your mom, your dad, your fish, your goldfish, your dog, everybody. Okay, GucciSoldierCaptain, consistent as hell, back at it again. You guys know what the hell is going on. Make sure you guys leave me some comments for some suggestions of other videos to react to down below. As always, you know I love reading all the comments, watching all the comments. And with all that being said, I'm going to see you guys in the next video. Peace.
See just how I'm coming, yeah, I did this on my own. Don't you tell me something, cause I did it all alone. You ain't helping nothing, no, nah. You ain't helping nothing, no, nah. Came up from the guys and niggas show me some respect. Niggas mad cause I ain't breaking off on all these checks. You ain't helping nothing, no, nah. You ain't helping nothing, no, nah.